Hey, what's up guys? One of the questions I keep getting asked is how can I fit 33-inch wheels on my 4Runner? It's pretty easy. I have my 4th gen here, my 2007 4Runner. I'm going to show you what I've done and give you some basics on what you need for suspension, wheels, tire size, all that kind of stuff. If there's any other modifications you have to do, I'm going to try to answer that as simply and as quickly as I can in this video. So the first thing you need if you want to put 33-inch wheels on your ride is you're going to actually have to get a suspension lift. For me, I went probably like a mid-range lift here, so I have Fox 2.0 coilovers. These are a nice little aluminum body. They are not the biggest valving, and so if you're doing some serious off-roading, you could get some overheating. I like them for what they offer. Out of the box, I think they're about a 2-inch lift. I adjusted mine. You have to do them off truck, but I adjusted mine to about 2.5 inches, maybe 2.75 inches of lift. These have been great. I have some SPC upper control arms. I would highly advise getting some upper control arms if you're going to that much of a lift, because the stock angle, they're not meant for that at the end of the day. And to get the alignment in spec, the SPCs really help. With the default alignment here on the D setting, I get 2 extra inches of caster, which is super nice because that pushes my wheel forward so I'm not getting in contact with the body mount here. So if you're looking to get some sort of 33s, the first thing I would definitely look into is getting at least a 2-inch, 2.5 inch, 3-inch lift in the front. In the rear, I have my Fox 2.0 remote resis, and then I have some Icon 2-inch lift coils. Those have been great. No complaints in the rear at all. Lifts it just enough. Get some nice clearance there. The front you can see as well. Have some nice clearance. Important to note, I also have a 1/2-inch body lift from 4Runner off-road, just because I wanted a little bit more clearance when I'm on the trail, so my tires not hitting my fender and all that jazz. So that's for suspension. And then moving on to the wheels themselves. And so I have some Black Rhino chambers here. These are 17-inch wheels. I like them. Black Rhino has made some really cool wheels. I haven't seen these around too much. These are great for what I have them in. I have them in a 0 offset. And so offset's one of the things you have to pay attention to. So basically the offset is a wheel poke. So the more negative, the more it's going to poke out of the fender. I'll show you in the rear here. Mine are pretty much flush with the body, maybe a little bit inside. Well, I would love that aggressive look. It also means you're going to be getting more dirt on your fenders. It means you're going to be getting more dirt on your body. I also don't want to trim my body mounts. I have not trimmed my body mounts. And so, as I showed before, your body mount here, a lot of times when you go up to a bigger wheel, and if the offset is too high, when the wheel turns, it's going to actually contact here. Right now, I have about probably like 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches of space between. When it flexes, I can get a little bit of touching, but that's only under heavy flex. So the 0 offset with the lift I have lets me not have to actually trim the body mount here, so I can get away with not doing that. I know a few guys that have run stock control arms on the top and then just used the alignment machine to get a little bit more caster out of the front to push the wheel forward, and they're able to get away with not trimming the body mount as well with 0 offset wheels. But if you're going to anything more negative, you're probably going to have to do the body mount chop unless you can push your caster far enough forward. But for what I like, just the 0 offset wheel. I find it looks great. It's practical. It's not too hidden inside. It's nice. And then finally, for any other changes you have to make, there's a few little things. If you're going to put 33s on, you will have to trim your rear mud flap, just because the way it hangs down, it'll contact the tire. And so all you have to do, take it off your truck, and then you're just going to basically take some chalk, go along here, find where it goes off the body, and then you're just going to cut that off with a Dremel, make it nice and tight. I put the stock mud flap back on with the bolting hardware just so I don't get any water or dirt in there for rust issues. And then for the front, same thing, except I removed it fully, and then I just took out all the tabs, put them back in, have it sitting there as well. But the front mud flap will definitely come in contact, so you have to remove that. Sometimes also you have to trim the front fender here. I pushed my liner up a little bit forward, you can kind of see that, and then I trimmed here because when it goes through, you don't want it to rub on the front fender. The other side, same thing. Kind of like a mini Viper cut on those 5th gens, and so works super well. I haven't had to trim it any more aggressive. I'll probably be looking into getting a bumper sometime soon, maybe trimming the body mounts to get a little bit more poke or to fit some 35s, but for right now, these 33s have been perfect for what I needed. And Honestly, I couldn't imagine going any smaller of a wheel. Once you have 33s for a while, you keep saying maybe it's time for 35s, but I don't really want to re-gear. I don't see a need for them right yet, so we'll see. So to recap, if you want to fit 33s, you will have to get a wheel that is probably about 0 offset unless you want to do a body mount chop. You'll need at least 2.5 inches of suspension lift. Trim the front mud flaps to take them off, trim the rears to just cut off the portion that goes beyond the wheel well, push the liners forward, and then try to adjust your caster so it's a few degrees forward so it pushes the wheel so you don't come in contact with the body mount. Apart from that, we should be good. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I love this kind of stuff, but I figured this might be helpful to show you what my setup is and how I've got it to work. See you later.